I don't remember exactly how I got Excitebike for the first time. Um, Pretty sure my family owned it. I don't know who bought it, but I honestly I feel in thinking about it that my experience with Excitebike was I feel like it was pretty I I feel like it was kind of what it was exactly what it was supposed to be, right? Like I had this motorcycle toy when I was a kid, and I would run on the floor and run it on ramps and make ramps out of books and run it on walls. And then when I played Excitebike, I was like, oh, the bike jumps and you can angle it and you got to hit the ramps and he bails if you don't land it right and and all that. And that's kind of how you're supposed to I feel like I learned everything I was supposed to learn. And the turbo button was kind of weird, and I didn't really like it, and I still don't like the sound of it. But it was a cool game, and I liked it, and I played it for a very long time, and it was abstract enough that I got sucked into it. However, there's a very strong, very critical memory for Excitebike that stayed with me. that has stayed with me my entire life. Um, so, when you have siblings, especially like before internet games or anything, right? Like having somebody, having a multiplayer game is very, very, very important that you could play or at least trade off, or there was something that sibling could do. I mean, ideally you wouldn't have to hand the controller away and you could continue to play, right? But sometimes I really wanted to play Excitebike, like when I was like 5. My brother, I don't know, he was 3 and he didn't really have the motor skills to play the game himself, and I just wanted to play Excitebike. So like for anybody that doesn't know, it wasn't really a racing game. It was a time trial game. All right. And so your character, you just kind of go down the course and you got to beat your time. And because I guess they weren't able to make it a race proper with the AI, because there's 2 purple bikers and 1 blue biker, and they just kind of like go across the track and then go off screen, and then they come back on screen, and then they just go off screen. They pass through, or you leave them behind, and they're just randomly there to kind of feel like you're racing against people, but they're just more just obstacles passing through, right? So in order to play Excitebike as much as I wanted to when I wanted to, despite what my little brother, who couldn't really play games that well yet, might have wanted to do, I just told him, hey, you're the blue guy. You're the blue guy. That's you. You're the blue guy. And he was like, why do I keep going off screen? And I was like, that's because you're really fast. And you're beating me. Good job, right? And I mean, I was a good big brother, generally speaking. But Excitebike, yeah, I just maybe lied to him for a few years until he was old enough to figure out that he wasn't actually playing the game, so that I could play it. And he still holds it against me to this day. But multiplayer in video games. Thinking about Excitebike has made me realize like how incredibly critical it was to have multiplayer games. When you were the oldest of 4 kids, and ultimately 4 kids, right? There was just 2 of us during the time of Excitebike, but yeah, solid game. I probably had the experience I was supposed to have, but it really does get me thinking about shared experience, because the memories of all the single player games have been so isolated so far. But once I get to some 2-player games, there's some interesting stuff there. But yeah, that's Excitebike is a fun memory, really. Maybe for the wrong reason.